Good morning, Vintage Beauties. It's your girl, Vintage Sister, and I am here with another video. It's going to be geared towards a lot of things. We're going to be talking about 36 and pregnant, self-care. I'm going to show you just a little things that I picked up for my little baby, my little boo-boo, which is too soon, but I love to shop, and it was on sale. I was at the Citadel outlet in LA, and I was like, you know what? It's on sale. So I'm going to show you some stuff I got, which one I got to go back to the mall because they forgot to take the tag off. So I'm going to make sure I bring my receipt so they don't think I'm stealing on my way in. You know what I'm saying? So let's get started with this video. So first, I think I'll start with the cute stuff and then dive into the more serious things around pregnancy. It's not just about being 36 and geriatric and pregnant, old. It's not just about that. It's about self-care, period, and something that tragic that I went through that's impacting my well-being right now in this phase of my pregnancy. So first, we're just going to talk about hair. Okay, so I went and got this new wig. Yes, this is a crochet wig. It was $45.99 from the local beauty supply, and I think I threw away the tag. I'm sorry. It was an outre wig, and then I went ahead and put some crochet. Now, because it's a crochet wig, you see that? That's that little invisible line, which is not too bothersome. You can easily like just pull some of your real hair. So I didn't even, like, you could put some of your real hair out is what I'm saying. Or like kind of bunch it up like that. Okay. So I didn't even braid my hair underneath. I literally did 2 braids going back. I didn't even gather the back to braid. And I braided my hair in one twist. And then I put a ponytail and I wrapped it as tight as I could. And then I put the wig on and I just put crochet on top. So there's no braid up here that needs to be covered. It's just my hair slicked down in a ponytail after washing it and conditioning it. And then I just put some crochet that I already had that probably doesn't match. It doesn't, but you can't really tell. So that's why it's a little bigger at the top. But I like her. So this is a crochet wig. It's a way to get that crochet curl pattern that I don't find a lot in wigs, or the wigs be extremely too big. And then also get the ease and quickness of a wig with the crochet curl pattern. And it has a drawstring, y'all. Not those little latches, but an actual drawstring. So you just pull it and it tightens. So I got this from my local beauty supply store, and I was thinking like, I could have ordered it, but I wanted it now. I could have tried Amazon and it would have came by Sunday, because as you know, I'm off every other Friday. But I wanted it now. I already had taken down my I already took down my, what do you call it? My crochet twist. And it was like, I had my hair out and it started getting dry. And I was like, I'm not feeling that. So this is what I have now. When I go into the self-care portion, I'll show you what I was for Halloween. I was a baby mama. Play on words. Y'all get it? I'm pregnant, baby. I'm a mama. I'm having this baby. You get it? My husband said there should not be riddles in Halloween, but whatever. So that's that. I also did individual lashes this time instead of the strip. And boy, instead of using hair glue, because I haven't had individual lashes in probably almost 2 years, because it just takes too much time. So it took me about 15 minutes per eye. So instead of the hair glue, I used the Ardell individual lash glue, which was clear. And when I tell you that mess burnt, it's starting to burn right now, y'all. Woo! I don't know about that. I don't know the next time I'm going to do this. I'm going back to my strips because, whoo, took too much time. I had to pause too much because if you don't put it right on that lash line, it gets in your eye. Oh, yeah, it's over with. Okay, so that's that. Then I also went and got a mani-pedi. So this is like a deep, deep purple and a shimmer gold. So went and got a mani-pedi. excuse me, I only get my eyebrows done like once every other month because they're thin. And so, yeah, I don't need them. I don't need them like destroying them. So that was my self-care portion for myself. I also went shopping. I did some Christmas shopping, which I can't haul that because Christmas, my kids would definitely watch the video for that. So I got some great stuff though. But I can't show you what I got my little baby boy because he's not going to be here by Christmas. So this is the item that I have to go back to Children's Place, I believe, because I went to Carter's. Yeah, this is from Children's Place. I have to go back because they left the tag on and the beep 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 didn't go off. This was originally 30 something. What? This was originally $24.95. They put a sale tag on for $24.94. But I got it for $5. So this is cute. I think it's like a pajama set. I don't know. Little dinosaurs. This is so cute. So for $5, I'm with it.
Stop it, Pepper.
This says Daddy Volume 2.0. This was $1.25 because their clearance was 75% off. So this was $4.99 on clearance, and it was also $4.90. Oh, it was $9.99 originally. So Daddy version 2.0. So I got this for $1.25. This one says Superheroes Need Naps Too, which was also $1.25. So this is super cute. This, of course, I got from JCPenney when I was going to put it on my Posh, but then I decided not to. I don't know why. I got new. This was $1. This was $1. I'm the center of the universe. Then these little cuties. Oh, they so cute. This was $1. And this, of course, you saw on the teddy bear, clever little dude, when I did the reveal. So those were $1. So that's like some really great deals. That was basically $10 worth of stuff, you guys. All that stuff. So that was pretty good. So I can't wait. When you get here, I'm going to be going to the outlet a lot because they had, at the Citadel outlet, they had a Guess outlet. And I like Guess. I like the style of Guess. And I feel like it's just really, I don't know, I like it. Especially for my kids. I like it for my kids more than myself, honestly. And they had little Guess stuff, and I was like, okay, this is more Christmas shopping, so what am I doing? So I had to like hold back from getting stuff, but I'm like, you know what, I got time. My baby don't come till April. Once Christmas is over, there's nothing major going on, so I don't, let me put some Vaseline on. There's nothing major going on, so except Valentine's Day. You know, we get our kids a gift, and then me and my husband, we may just do like a brunch or something. We did a brunch cruise before. I really want to do that. Get like dressed up and take a brunch cruise because there's nothing else major. Our anniversary is in April, which is going to be our 15 year. We're going to have the baby. We're going to need to go on vacation. We're going to need to go somewhere. And so everyone is going to have to go. While I'm on the topic of self-care, come here, Jay. So Jay took her hair down. I got to get smaller curlers because I did the Cantu Shea Butter, and then I used like regular all sizes and kinds of rollers. So her hair smells really good. It's super healthy right now. And we just pinned it in the mohawk style because the curls are not defined, turn around, how I want them to be. But she has a lot of hair and it's super soft. She has really soft hair. And yeah, so stop looking like that. So I'm going to get some really small rollers. If you have any ideas how to get the curls really defined and cute like that, like something like this, like the spiral curl, I was thinking paper, because I know paper is old school, but I don't have time for that. I could use like paper bags. I have some from Target when I went to Target the other day. I can use paper bags to get those defined curls, but that will take forever. I just rather use some small rollers. So I'm going to hit up the 99-cent store to see if I can get some.
Today?
Yes, so we can get these curls a little more defined. Okay, bye-bye. Move.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, I said move.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not playing. I said move, Jaden. You're playing too much. Go. You see I had to turn on mommy mode, get out of Vintage Sister mode and go on mommy mode because it was about to go down. Look who tell you. See, I'm not playing with you. You're going to be on punishment in a minute. So, that's that. Now, let's get to the component that I want to talk about. So, Many of you guys don't know. I don't know who've heard of the term rainbow baby. It's nothing new. Jaden is a rainbow baby. What does this have to do with now? Because this, be quiet. Because I was pregnant last year and that pregnancy fell through. That didn't, the baby didn't make it. And that was unexpected, just like this. In between that pregnancy that I just had and this one, I tried 4 different birth control methods and I couldn't use any of them. So we was just okay. So and here we go. So the term rainbow baby is a child you have after a child dies. So my son was born in 2004, September. I immediately got on the patch. Have any of you guys heard of the patch? Well, I found out after that the patch is almost like the Depo-Vera shot. After, like, you're supposed to change them every 4 weeks. But 2.5 weeks in, the dosage, as time goes on, the dosage is not as potent or as strong, and so it starts to wear off. I was on the patch. I was changing it like I was supposed to. Like I was doing what I was supposed to do as far as preventing getting pregnant. But I got pregnant while on the patch. After I had my son, he was maybe 3 months old. So, long story short, I was 4 months, something like that. I went to the doctor. I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was about 3.5 months because I didn't know. The side effects of the patch were you have irregular periods. Sometimes they don't come. It's just the side effect of the hormones, which I didn't know my body rejected hormones back then. Like, I didn't know any of this. So, it's trial and error. And so the side effects were irregular periods. Sometimes you miss them, but that's normal, especially starting a new form of hormonal birth control. So I'm on the patch and I don't know I'm pregnant. I don't think I'm pregnant because I'm on the patch. And so I'm expecting my body to act and react differently than normal. Well, I found out I'm pregnant because then I start thinking like, wait a minute, it's 3 months. Something should happen, right? You just start thinking that. And I was younger. I was only 22 going on 23. So I'm like, something should have happened by now. So I go to take the pregnancy test and I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. So that happens. They schedule me for a doctor's appointment and I go to the doctor and I'm 3.5 months. I'm like, what? She was like, you didn't know? I was like, I was on the patch. No, I didn't. I thought my body was just, changing and adapting to the hormones. 3.5 months pregnant. They confirmed that. Then they scheduled me an appointment with the OBGYN when I was about 4 months and 2 weeks. It was something like that. It's a while. It's been a while. It's been almost 14 years. So I don't remember the time specifics. I know how far along I was when I went into labor. So around 4 months, 1 week, 2 week, I go to the OBGYN. Listen to the heartbeat. I hear the heartbeat. Oh, this is a strong heartbeat. Within that week, so within 7 days, me and my husband are asleep. And my son is right there next to us because he's 3 months. Yes. So, yes, he was about 3 months when, something like that. He was an infant. So he's right next to us because you know how first time parents, we want the baby right next to us. We want to hear him breathe, everything. I feel this sharp pain and I wake up screaming because it was like contractions. And I'm like, whoa, this was strong even at 4.5 months. I wake up screaming and it's going down, like the whole thing that happens when you're about to go into labor. So we rush to the emergency room Now, this is when I find out that, because a baby is a baby to me when God blesses that egg and that sperm to join and the conception process begins. But scientifically and medically speaking, a baby is only considered a baby at 5 months. I was 19 weeks. I was 1 week, not even a full week away from being 5 months. And because of that, I didn't go to labor and delivery. I had to stay in the emergency room because that's their policy, because I'm not delivering a baby. I'm miscarrying. So I start the miscarriage process. I'm sitting there. The flow, you know, the red flow, stops. And I go back up and like, can we hurry and do something? I'm no longer bleeding. Please, let's do something. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. So about 20 minutes later, I start again. And it was really heavy. So then my husband goes to the window like, please, we got to hurry up and do something. Like, it's starting again and you guys are losing time. So they finally take me back. By that time, my mom is there. My auntie is there. My grandparents are like calling and talking with my mom. And so I go into the emergency room and the doctor checks me and he's like, oh, I can feel, like he looks up or something. He says, I can feel the head, or he said I can feel, because he had to, you know, they do a check to see what's going on. Oh, I can feel the head. So he said, let's get her up to ultrasound. So I'm crying and screaming. They try to kick my husband out. Oh, you can't be in here. And I was like, no, because I know what a baby being born at 9 months looks like. I don't know what I'm going to see, and I'm scared, and I don't want to see this alone. I don't want to go through this alone. So my aunt is calling, fussing. She do what she do. Like, she get to the bottom of stuff. My mom is like, this is her husband. This is not right. He can stay in here. It was just a crappy hospital that got closed down, Centinela. So I go up. They say, let's go to ultrasound so we can see what we're working at with. I go to ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech is like, oh, why are you here? I said, well, the doctor said they're just waiting for me to miscarry, like for the baby to actually pass. They weren't going to send me home because I was 4.5 months. I was 4 months and 3 weeks. And I was already in the active labor phase, I guess. I had to go through labor. Like, you don't say it's a miscarriage if I'm going through labor. So I go to the ultrasound tech. She said there must be a mistake because the baby is fine. She said, look, and you could just see her, we found out, just moving. She was like, the baby's right there. So she said, I'm going to send a report back to the doctor. So the doctor comes back and is like, you know, they send me back to the ER room, and they're like, okay, we're going to take you upstairs to labor and delivery because we're going to try to stop the contractions, because that's what was going on. I was in active labor. That's what was going on. I was in labor. And so they were like, we're going to try to stop the contractions, and we're going to give you medication to see if we can prolong this process as long as possible, because I was only a few days away from 5 months, and that gave the baby a greater chance of survival. So I said, oh, so my hopes are up high. And so, you know, my grandparents are praying. I'm crying because I'm emotional and I'm scared. So my grandparents are praying. My mom's praying. So they send me upstairs. By that time, we're just waiting around. I'm not bleeding at all. So it's been hours. No blood, no nothing. Hours. So then I start crying because I feel the gush. And I'm like, get somebody. So at this time, my uncle's in the room. My aunt's in the two of my aunts in the room, my mom, and my husband. So it was all of us in there. So my uncle, he like, y'all need to come here and do something. What's going on? You know, me and my husband are emotional. Y'all need to do something. And so the nurse come, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, they told me I'm up here so that they can stop the contractions and, you know, keep me stable so that I don't go into labor. She said, oh, no, we're just here until you miscarry. And I was like, wait, what? She was like, yeah, we just are here until you miscarry. And I'm like, what? So the emotional roller coaster, the baby's dying, the ultrasound tech is, no, the baby's fine. Oh, you're going upstairs to labor and delivery so we can stop the contractions. Oh, no, you're not here for that. You're only here to deliver the baby that's dead, is what they basically said. So I start crying, and that's when the active labor started. And so I'm going through the active labor, and I'm screaming because it's a little painful. It's not as bad as when I had my son. And they only give me morphine, whatever it is, you know, the strong pain medicine, because they couldn't give me an epidural. They can't. They just can't. So I get that, and they're like, you have to push. So I'm pushing knowing that I am not going to receive my baby. I'm pushing. They're saying, just push, don't scream, the whole spiel. Push, and I'm screaming and crying. My uncle stepped out at this time, but my mom and my aunts and my husband stayed in. And I'm screaming, and actually my uncle stayed in to the side because, you know, I was close with my aunts and uncles. So I'm screaming and crying and crying and screaming, and she come out. And she was bigger than my hand. So when she first come out, I just closed my eyes and I'm screaming and crying. And my mom, they like kind of lay her at the bed, and I'm just crying, and I don't want to look. I can't even open my eyes because it's horrific. Like, to me, I don't know what to expect. You don't study what a baby looks like coming out at 4.5 months, because that's not the goal. That's not the purpose. That's not the final mission. And so my eyes are closed, and I have my head turned, and I'm just crying. And my husband breaks down crying. He's like really crying. That's the first time I ever saw him cry so hard, outside of when his grandmother passed. So I'm crying, and my mom is kind of dealing with the doctor and the baby. And my mom was like, Shonda, do you want to see? So, and I grabbed, like, my mom, I'm like, okay. So I just kept my head turned, and they had her like on a little blanket or something. And my mom like brought her up to me. She took pictures. I don't know where they're at. I didn't even want to keep them. I let my mom keep them, but she's moved since then. I don't know where those pictures are. And so when I looked, she was pink, still had that translucent skin, but you could see the lips were shaped like my son's. Her lips were shaped exactly like my son's, like something. It was special. Her eyes were fused, meaning they haven't separated yet. So by this time, the nurse is right there, and my husband is like, please do CPR, do something. And I'm asking them, like, what is it? And they were like, you can see the little slit. So it's a girl. The baby is a girl. So my husband's like, please do CPR, do something, please. And they're like, we can't press on her. We can't do anything. We'll crush her, and you'll hear it. Like, you'll hear everything just collapse. She fit, and my husband's hand is big, but she fit in his hand. So he held her in his hand, and he just started blowing on her, and just like, come on, and blowing. So they told us, you know, you guys, we can give you like 15, 20 minutes, and we have to take her. I was like, wait, what do you mean take her? They were like, this is not a baby. And so you can't take her out. You can't bury her. There's no birth. They just wrote down on a piece of paper. So there's no birth certificate. Even though she breathed outside of my womb, you can see her chest. So she was still alive when I had her. And so they're like, this is no birth. So she didn't count. So then the doctor comes in, and she's like, the doctor comes in, and she's like, the doctor comes in and she says, you know, this little creature. And I paused and I said, Mom, you better get her out this room. I'm going to take this IV out and I'm going to kick her butt. I was like, don't do that. And the nurse felt bad. Like, this doctor was just insensitive. She was medical. She didn't understand. She obviously didn't have children. She obviously didn't carry. And so she's like, I don't mean it like that. I'm like, nope, no more talking to me. You got to go. And I kicked her out. I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing she had to say from then on. And so they gave us 20 minutes, and that's when my husband really broke down, when he was trying to breathe on her and do all that stuff, because they weren't going to do anything. And so he was sad because at that time he was working in a hospital during security, and he knew what happens. They just put the babies in jars so they can study them, or, you know, because the baby didn't belong to me, because technically they don't consider that a baby. So a week, maybe 4 more days, and that would have been my baby, but it was their specimen. And so they put the babies in a jar and they do tests, and they did the test and they were like, we don't know what happened. It's just happens sometimes. Sometimes your body will think you're sick and start to try to push out infection or push out, and that's what my body did. It rejected the baby, and she came out and she didn't make it. And so it's that episode. I don't know if you guys remember Jada Pinkett Smith's show Hawthorne. I forget about this episode because I don't watch it so much. And so I remember when the show was still airing and it came on, and I literally had a breakdown. So maybe 2 years ago, remind you, this is like 14 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago, I was watching it and I forgot. And it was the episode when she had the baby, and I broke down crying and screaming. So why am I bringing that story up now? Because I am 4 months and I'll be 18 weeks on Monday. It's around the time when stuff just wasn't right. And so I'm anxious. I'm not sleeping. I'm anxious. I'm not sleeping. And I'm scared and I'm nervous. So that's why I was talking about self-care, and that's why I was talking about really taking the time to not only enjoy your pregnancy, but don't take anything lightly, and be cautious and really mindful of everything you do and how you take care of yourself, because things like that cause anxiety. And so now I'm very anxious. I wasn't as anxious, and it's like, but I had Jaden after that. But when you hear you're old, you're high risk, you hear all these factors that they're trying to tie in. Make sure you this, make sure you that, you're old, you're high risk. I was 13 years younger. And so now that I'm older and I'm considered high risk, and so I'm scared. I'm just flat out scared. And so I feel like I'll feel better once I get 5 months. I'll just feel better. And so I'm waiting for that. So I've been sleeping like 2.5 hours a night. So I'd be exhausted at work, and I'd be stressed and anxious because I'm fearful that I'll go through the same thing, and that I have a greater chance of going through that because I'm high risk. So this part of my pregnancy has been draining emotionally. And I have my happy moments. Like even when I was buying the stuff for the baby, I honestly pulled back some because I could have spent a little more money just because I saw some stuff. But I pulled back because I was thinking, what if I have to return it? Because so that's the stress that I'm going through right now, are those things. Like, you just want to be super excited. I wasn't expecting this baby. I wasn't planning for a baby. I remember my sister had a dream, and I didn't know I was pregnant, that somebody was pregnant. But it seemed like it was her. And in the dream, it turned into me. And I was like, maybe I'm just teasing you. So she was putting off taking a test. And it wasn't her. It was me. But I just didn't know it. So I wasn't excited because, you know, I'm at this phase in my career when it's about to change. And I'm finna be going to the next level in my career. And my kids are 14 and 10. And this is like starting over. I don't remember anything. I have my little nieces and nephews that help me to still always be that constant in baby mood, but to literally go through this again, and I'm over the hump of 35. So now I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. So I wasn't thrilled at first. I was honestly upset, especially because what just happened the year before. I wasn't thrilled, but now I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. And so I'm anxious and I'm worried and I'm fearful. And I know God doesn't give us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So the devil wants me so consumed with the what ifs, and I have anxiety as it is. Like, I know that. And he wants me so consumed with the what ifs and the what has. And that's how depression sinks in. You start focusing on the past, and anxiety is worrying about the future. And so it's a mix where I'm so focused on what happened that it saddens me, and then I worry that it'll happen again because I'm in the same predicament at the same time that it happened last time. And so the devil has me so focused on that I'm not focusing on who God is and what he's capable of and how he can see me through this regardless. And so I just wanted to share that. Pause, because my camera is going to shut down because I don't have space for some reason. Who would have known? Hold on. So I'm back. I got like 5 minutes on my camera, so we're going to just make this happen. So I just wanted to share that. If you're dealing with any anxiety, not just surrounding pregnancy, but just around things that have happened in your past, and things that you are worried about, or you're nervous about a career change or career move, and it's pausing you, it's stopping you, you're not living your best life because you're so consumed on the what ifs, I encourage you to pray. I encourage you to find that person that you can talk to or pray with or confide in with those fears that won't make you feel like your fears don't matter or they're not valid, or they always try to fix the situation or tell you what you need to. Find that person that will just stand in the gap and pray with you and encourage you and let you know that God is good and that he is here. He rules supreme regardless of what happened in the past. And so that's what I'm dealing with at this moment. And so when I was shopping, I was happy, especially getting stuff for my family. Like, I love shopping and I love blessing people, and I like doing things that I know will make those I love happy. But at the same moment, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm scared and I'm nervous and I'm worried, and I'm like, God, am I buying this for nothing? Like, my sister-in-law was like, Shonda, do you want stuff for Christmas for the baby too? And I'm like, no, don't do that. She's like, why? I was like, it's just too soon. That's fear talking though. Because I'm like, and she bought me some stuff anyway. Like, because I don't really want to have a baby shower. I just want my family. I don't want all that decorations. Like, just give me good gifts. Because I ain't had a baby in 10 years. So don't waste money on decorate. Don't do that. Let's just have a cozy little gathering and y'all all give me gifts. Everybody working. Everybody can afford to give me some good stuff. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm just like, and that's my reason for not wanting a baby shower. It's just too much hassle and, you know, too much stress. And I don't really need that. I don't. And so she bought me the stuff anyway, and it made me feel like, oh, that's so sweet. And it wasn't for Christmas. She was like, it's because you don't want a baby shower. But it's like that fear. And so I'm constantly telling myself on a daily basis. And of course, there's moments where I feel like, Whew. But I'm reminding myself, you don't have to be afraid. That's the enemy trying to stop you and make you worry so much that you stress yourself out into sickness, or, you know, I want to sleep, y'all. I'm sleepy. I am sleepy. At the end of the day, I'm sleepy. I'm so anxious. I wake up at 2:30 every morning. It's been going on for about almost a month. Every morning, and I just lay there. And if I do go back to sleep, I'll look at the clock and it's like 5:45, and I get up at 6:40. So I'm just not. It's not okay. So I'm waking up and I'm just praying and I'm listening to worship music, because I'm trying to drown out those fears with who God says I am and who I know He is. So that's my whole little video. You got some of the laughs in the beginning, and you got some of the hair and the self-care and the outfits. So you guys just please pray for me, and my family and my little baby boy. And until we meet again, Vintage Beauties, I will insert a picture of my baby mama outfit that my husband just did not, absolutely did not get, but everybody got it and thought it was cute. So until next time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? It's your girl, Vintage Sista. Peace and blessings.